Hello and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen. On the ABC News last week, occasional closure, part of Indigenous protected area plan for troubled Never Never Rivers Promised Land. The spot has now been declared part of an 81,000 hectare Indigenous protected area. I don't know what that is. I think I better look that up before I go any further. Okay, Australian Government, Indigenous protected areas. The grant opportunity for new and expanding Indigenous protected areas opened on the 28th of July 2023 and closed on the 6th of October. Indigenous protected areas are areas of land and sea country managed by First Nations groups in accordance with traditional owners' objectives. Most IPAs are dedicated under International Union for Conservation of Nature. Oh, I don't know what that is. I better look that one up. Right. So, according to Wikipedia, they are an international organisation that was founded in 1948. They have observer and consultative status at the United Nations, and they stem from UNESCO. Together, we work to advance sustainable development and create a just world that values and conserves nature. They have more than 1,400 member organisations and 16,000 experts, which makes them the global authority on the status of the natural world and the measures needed to safeguard it. We provide a neutral space in which governments, NGOs, scientists, businesses, local communities, Indigenous peoples organisations, and others can work together to solve environmental challenges and achieve sustainable development. There's an infographic. Their mission is to influence, encourage, and assist societies to conserve the integrity and diversity of nature and ensure that any use of natural resources is equitable and ecologically sustainable. And if you want to contact them, they're based in Switzerland. So the World Commission on Protected Areas provides strategic advice to policymakers. They're committed to supporting governments, NGOs, Indigenous peoples, local communities, and other stakeholders in the implementation of the newly adopted Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, which I won't look at now, but a guide to expanding protected and conserved areas under the UN Global Biodiversity Framework to halt and reverse biodiversity loss by 2030. They are working closely on Target 3, which aims for effective and equitable protection and conservation of at least 30% of the planet by 2030. All right, we'll have a look at their mandate. Adopted by IUCN members, the objective of the IUCN World Commission on Protected Areas from 21-25, aligned with the IUCN program of 21-25 and strategic plan. Number 2, promote and guide the design and management of protected areas to deliver as natural solutions to global challenges such as climate change, land degradation, food and water security, health and well-being. The Commission will contribute to generate knowledge and support the implementation of all IUCN program areas, working closely with the Global Protected Areas Program, the World Heritage Program, other elements of the sector, and other IUCN commissions. They will work with national, subnational, and regional governments, Indigenous and local communities, and private landowners. They will work to promote green list of protected and conserved areas as a global standard to deliver successful conservation outcomes. They will promote the full range of governance types for protected areas and other effective something, other effective conservative measures, acknowledging the roles and participations. Will provide leadership and expertise, including piloting of governance assessments and capacity building. Uh, Continue to work towards mainstreaming protected areas as natural solutions in addressing climate change, land degradation, disaster risk, education, food and water security, and human health and well-being. Membership, the end. Right, and the red bits have signed up to the program. Back to this. The Australian government. In 2021, the Australian government announced a complementary sea country IPA program as part of the Oceans Leadership Package. In 2022, the Australian government announced 231.5 million for additional funding for the next phase. There's employing Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islanders. So the Australian government is investing those millions, and then this delivers on the government's commitment to expand the investment of IPAs by 10 million per year. The NIAA and the Department of Climate Change, Energy and the Environment will continue to jointly administer the next phase of the program. As such, are excited to announce that grants for new expanding Indigenous protected areas are available. The Sea Country IPA program seeks to expand the IPA network to include coastal and marine areas. The NIAA would like to thank IPA provider organisations for taking time to engage with the evaluation process. Oh, all right. I think I know enough about that. Let's find out about Yarrawonga Aboriginal Corporation. Yarrawonga Aboriginal Corporation. This website is under construction. Hmm. Descendants of Harry and Pearl Kelly. Oh, okay. Better warn that we are now going to look at some images of some people that have died. Harry Kelly. He was born on the 22nd of June, 1883, and died in 1967. He was the son of Richard Kelly and Lillian Weaker. He had at least, he married Pearl, first, Harvey, in 1910, and they had at least 7 sons and 7 daughters. Hmm. Pearl Harvey. She was born on the 6th of June, 1891. Oh, her father was Charles Harvey and her mother was Alice Bennelong. And she married Harry in 1910 in Urunga, New South Wales. And they have at least 7 sons and 7 daughters. And she died in 1952 in New South Wales. Right. Aboriginal Corporation, Yarralunga. This is the rule book. Well, this rule book complies with Corporations Act 2006 and registered on the 8th of May 2023. So they've got some objectives and some aims, and who is eligible must be at least 18 years old and a descendant of Harry and Pearl Kelly of Yellow Rock, Yarralunga, Arunga. Okay, now I've learned about all the things in the box. Let's get back to this. Place the locals call the Promised Land. It's lie between Tucker's Knob State Forest, close to the town of Ballingen. As the site is not recognised as a tourist area by Forestry Corporation New South Wales, which manages the Crown land, there are no public toilets or rubbish bins and minimal parking. There was fecal matter levels in the river. So, joining the IPA program, now Mr. Kelly and Mr. Lungan have a say in how the land is protected. The river has become part of a new 81,000 hectare Indigenous protected area for the Ballingen Valley. It is one of 12 new IPA sites announced this year as part of an ongoing program, which now covers 87 million hectares of land. For the Yarralunga Aboriginal Corporation, which has received 1.19 million to run the Ballinger Valley IPA, it offers a chance to suggest solutions to curb the of excess tourism in the area. So that's the Aboriginals employed in jobs. Oh, an example, and probably there's lots of administrative positions too. Anyway, it's not just stay away. We need to actually protect some of these places because they're of very high cultural significance to our mob. Under the terms of an IPA, compliance is only voluntary and involves a mandatory consultation period with landholders of the particular area, which can typically last between 3 and 5 years. For Mr. Kelly, that means negotiating and consulting with multiple landholders of the Never Never River, including Forestry Corporation New South Wales and the Ballinger Shire Council. Both Ballinger Shire Council and the Forestry Corporation of New South Wales told the ABC they endorsed the Yarralunga Aboriginal Corporation's application for funding under the IPA program. And one of the Labor definitions, First Nations means persons of Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander descent who identify as an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander and is accepted as such by the community in which they live or have lived. And some other ideas of Labor's. 20. This way of life has been acknowledged with the recognition of the traditional property rights of the First Nations people, Mabo, 1992, who have the full protection of the law in exercising their common law rights of native title. However, not all First Nations people have equal access to the remedies provided under the native title. WA Labor will develop alternative strategies to redress the disposition of Australian First Nations people for whom native title recognition is not a viable option. I don't know for sure that bit's that bit, is this bit, or not, but it might be. And if I kept the comments on, I wouldn't read them anyway. So even if you do know the answer, that'll do. See you later. Bye.